complete.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is delivered by Pizza Hut. At Pizza Hut, get any pizza, any size, any toppings for one amazingly low price when you carry out.
Second caution of the day in Charlotte. Bobby Labonte has spun at turn number 4. Nobody else involved, but it was close. Second caution of the day.
The thing just steps right out. I mean, you can see it's loose, 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 and he can't get it back.
You could see it leaving black marks as he was sliding.
Staying in the gas, that's what you do. You stay in the gas, keep it off the wall, then you lock it down and hope nobody hits you. It's a little dicey when you see this orange 20 car coming here.
Yeah, Joey Logano wasn't sure what was going on exactly, I think.
Neither was Digger.
Greg Biffle will get the free pass. Here it is in our Exmo extreme slow motion cam. Locked down.
Here's
cockpit full of smoke.
About. Yeah.
That's when you're looking out that left window when you're spinning like that, saying, "Oh no!" Logano was able to miss him.
Pit road is open. Here's Matt.
Mike, on the previous run, that bad vibration turned out not to be a loose wheel. All the holes looked fine. Ken said the car's a little bit tight. The track is coming to him. Small air pressure change. To Dick.
Denny Hamlin pits out of the lead. He's on the top of the left side of your screen. They set the car up to be a little bit loose. Hamlin said it's too loose. They're going to try to fix that now. Steve.
Dick, Carl Edwards just got a drink. He says, I can't get it to turn right now. Half a round of wedge out, 4 tire for Carl Edwards in the 99.
David Reagan's going to lead him off pit road.
Brad Keselowski said his car was still tight in the middle, but the entry was perfect and is finally starting to come to him. They had pulled a spring rubber on the last stop. A small chassis adjustment this time, Mike.
Joey Logano has to back up to leave his pit because Dave Blaney's sitting there with the hood up. Logano made a nifty move to miss this one. Yikes. We're under caution in Charlotte.
The Coca-Cola 600 on Fox is sponsored by FedEx. We understand you need reliable shipping solutions. FedEx. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Denny Hamlin trying to win his first race of the year. Carl Edwards has led the most laps here in Charlotte, 101 through and under caution. And time for an AT&T race break about an hour before the sun goes down. And this is what the drivers, Jeff Hammond and Chris Myers, looking out, are going through. First, they look into the sun, and then in the car, they're cooling from the neck up at 140 degrees. Now, Jeff, it looks like some of the drivers here are trying to drink. That's Jimmy Johnson.
No. They're not taking a drink, Chris. They're just trying to cool that body down. We're talking about inside these race cars, the cool hat's working like it's supposed to. This is Kyle Busch putting water down his uniform, trying to cool his body down during this caution period.
And we've heard Darrell, Larry, and Mike talk about how the track cools down. The drivers will obviously cool down as well.
Yeah, they'll get a little bit better as we get into darkness. So you're just taking a look right now, right along with David Reagan. You can see there's a variety also of shields right here. Right now, this is Kevin Harvick on board the 29 car, and you can see he's already got a clear shield in his car, getting ready for the later night race when everything gets dark.
And again, in about an hour, the sun is supposed to set here. Time to check on the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew Award for this season. And AT&T wants you to text the number to 234-567. The pit crew you think will average the least amount of time there on pit road. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, getting faster. Mike with 4G.
Thanks, Chris. Getting ready to restart at 103 laps. The air temperature down to about 87. Track temps 120. A light breeze. 28 cars on the lead lap. David Reagan, David Ruderman, Juan Montoya with 2 tires on this stop. Then Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Marcus Ambrose, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., the top 10.
Now, let me explain something. I know people say, well, you said last time 2 tires wasn't the way to go. This time it's okay because you don't have that many laps on your left side tire. So its strategy changes based on the circumstances you're dealing with.
Track's cooling down, and only about half the laps on those left sides than Jeff Burton had earlier.
Reagan, who picked up his first Sprint Cup checkered flag in the Sprint Showdown last Saturday night, narrowly missed a Daytona 500 win with a mistimed restart back in February. He's trying to scoot away.
Boy, Marcos Ambrose, he's in a, man, I'm in a tight spot, and he's trying to get out of there.
He's in the number 9.
Ambrose is another driver that went with just 2 right side tires. A little harder to do when you're back in the pack.
Yeah, you need the maneuverability, and of course you see he got a great run off of turn 2 right there after he come off real high. Got a lot of momentum.
Here comes the 4-tire brigade on the bottom. Carl Edwards 99, Kyle Busch in the 18, Jimmy Johnson in the 48 trying to work their way up through.
When you know a guy has 2 tires and you've got 4, you'll mess with him. You'll get right up underneath him because you know he can't stand it and he gets a little too loose.
Kenseth second, Montoya third, Hamlin fourth, Kurt Busch, last year's winner, fifth in that yellow Dodge.
You know, I just had been watching Kurt Busch in that 22 car. He has struggled all weekend long with this car. Started back in the 24th position. Mike, you mentioned won this race a year ago. Actually, the last time he went to victory lane in a points race.
Boy, I don't know what happened to that 88 car. We talked about how fast he was there, but man, he is in trouble right here. That car is not hooked up at all. He's getting passed on both sides.
And Darrell, before the caution, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was the fastest car on the racetrack. He lost 6 spots on the prior pit stop because his tire changer slipped on some spilled fuel, but he fought his way back up to 5th at the caution flag. Now he's fallen out of the top 10 to 18. Now these are teammates fighting for the lead, David Reagan and Matt Kenseth.
If you believe in momentum, that 17 ought to win this race because he won at Dover, he won yesterday in the Saturday race, and here he is going to the lead.
He has those 4 fresh tires, got a great run off turn 2, is able to complete the pass through 3 and 4.
New leader, Cambridge, Wisconsin's Matt Kenseth. In front of Georgia's David Reagan. They both drive Fords for Jack Roush. A Joe Gibbs Toyota for Denny Hamlin in 3rd, a Chip Ganassi Chevy for Montoya 4th, and a Penske Dodge for Kurt Busch in 5th.
One thing I'm noticing, though, these guys have been all talking about track position this year more than maybe ever. And guys that took 4 tires and got back in traffic are really struggling to get back to the front or to pass cars. Aero is really important, and it seems like it's affecting these cars maybe more lately than it has in a long time.
Carl Edwards in 6th. Drops below Kurt Busch, moves up into the top 5. And you've got to wonder, relative to the field, is that car as good now as when he led 61 laps early in the race?
I think the thing that we keep an eye on with him is he says he has a good car on the long run. And I think that's really what he's set up for, is the long haul.
See a little bit of trash on the front end opening of Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 car. That's where the air goes in to cool the water that's in the radiator. Don't know if it's going to be a big issue just now, but they definitely will have him keeping an eye on that water temperature.
2 ways to clear that. Get up close behind another car and let the air pressure differential do the work, or make a pit stop.
And he could try to do that with Carl Edwards right here in the 99 if Carl, which I think he's going to get by him down the front straightaway here.
Yeah, Carl stuck that nose right up under Juan's car, the back of his bumper there, and that loosens you up just enough that you can slip right on by.
We're talking about Dale Jr. and how he has now backslid out of the top 15. What's up, Steve?
Mike, he just told Steve Letarte that he got loose on the restart. Steve Letarte being the cheerleader. Don't worry, man. Long way to go. Just get your rhythm back.
Well, that's what you want to hear. And of course, no question about it, there's a long way to go. That car was too good to mess it up on a pit stop, I think.
How about his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, running now in 13th, Matt?
Mikey worked several laps trying to get around the 1 car. McMurray finally did, and now he's starting to yard away. He says the track is starting to change. They're being patient on what adjustments to make to the race car due to this time period that we're in. We're in that transitional time period where a lot of shade on this racetrack. This is the car good in and good off.
But I also watched Jimmy Johnson in that 48 about a lap and a half after the restart a few laps ago get real sideways off turn 2, lost a number of spots. Now he's working his way back up through there.
I think the crew chief will lower the air pressure down a little bit more than you were comfortable with or was familiar with, and that really changes the way the car feels, particularly when you're trying to pass somebody when those tires pressures haven't come up.